to come out to this is our 5th town hall meeting, and I'm going to get myself comfortable if you don't mind. I have a special guest here tonight. My wife, Mary Grace, came to her first town hall meeting tonight. She wrote her first question to me because she didn't want to ask it publicly, and it was why I didn't take the garbage out this week. But I've been a little busy, and I promised her that I will take it out in the future. I have had these town hall meetings. This, as I said, is our fifth and final one. And the purpose, can everyone hear me okay? Mm-hmm. The purpose of the town, and I've invited Congressman Kanjorski to come, and the purpose of doing that and asking him was not to hope that he would say something that he would regret, because I wanted him to hear what I have been hearing for the 9 months now that I have been campaigning, as I've traveled from county to county, talking with people and listening to the frustration and the anger of the people that are out there. There are many issues that we're going to talk about, and that's what I hope we achieve tonight. And if you simply just want to say something or make a statement, that's fine as well, because I will be the one that will walk away from here a smarter man than when I came in, because I feel it's very, very important to stay in touch with the people that we're going to represent. So I had, as I said, had asked in hopes that he would hear. And one of the issues that I've been hearing about, on top of the many others, is that people feel that their voices are not being heard in Washington. The American people feel that they have been disconnected from Washington. And a perfect example that I've been hearing so much about has been the health care bill, where so many people have talked about how they were against the health care bill and Washington didn't listen. And when Scott Brown won in Massachusetts, most people felt that was going to be the end of the government takeover of health care, but that wasn't the case. So again, I regret that he has not come here, but I am here to listen. I will be the first to tell you that I don't have all the answers, but I will research, get back to you, learn, listen, because the best way that I could represent you is to know what's on your mind and how you feel. So with that, I'm going to open it up to anyone that has a question. Comment on the Scranton Times non-endorsement. Well, I appeared before the editorial board at the Scranton Times, Citizens Voice, Times Leader, and as you know, any candidate would love to get an endorsement. The fact that the Scranton Times decided not to endorse either candidate is obviously up to them. It was a split decision. There were 4 that liked what I had to say and 4 that didn't. So the endorsement that counts most to me is not as much the editorial board as you folks here and the people in the 11th Congressional District. That's the endorsement that I want. And I appreciate any endorsement I would get from the many groups that I was endorsed by. I was endorsed by the Times Leader, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm really working for your endorsement, and we'll find out on Tuesday.
In fact, they usually endorse Democrats, and they were unable to endorse Kanjorski, but plus you.
Well, I hope I made it difficult, because we talked about in the editorial board meeting how it's time to put our parties aside right now. The American people, they don't want to hear about parties. They don't want to hear about who's to blame, and most people don't even want to hear about how we got in this position. They want to know where we're going and what you're going to do if elected. to get us out of this. And I talked a lot about my business experience and the ideas that I do have and hope to bring to Washington so that we can get the economy going. So, you know, I'm going to keep working right up to election day to win everyone's endorsement.
I report you. Senator Mitch McConnell made a statement this week, and he said his main goal for the next 2 years is to make President Obama a one-term president. Is that your goal going to Washington to make President Obama a one-term president? Sure, the NC doesn't agree with anything that Democrats are saying.
No, I'd like to go to Washington and fire Nancy Pelosi. That would be the first. We all want our president to succeed. You know, this is still America, and we want the best for America. You know, I want the best for my family and my children and the next generation. I really believe that everybody that goes to Washington, that's what they want as well. But the fact is, we have different ideas as how to achieve that, how to make that happen. My ideas are much different than President Obama's, but I certainly believe that there are areas where we can agree, and we have to find a common ground and get things done for the American people. In areas where we disagree, there sometimes can be compromise, but sometimes you can't. You know, sometimes if you think we're going in the wrong direction, you have to stand your ground. I have been known to be someone who has stood up for what I believe in and not back down, even when my own party didn't like it, what I was doing. But I hope I can go to Washington and put away the partisan politics and help get our country going again. And I'm willing to work with whoever the president is for the American people. I believe that's what the people here want me to do. So I'm certainly not going there with an axe to grind. So, you know, I believe that's the type of fresh ideas that we need in Washington today.
Well, how much would you propose to cut personal and business taxes in order to stimulate the economy?
Well, we have the second highest business taxes in the industrialized world, which is part of the reason we're losing manufacturing jobs while more and more companies are leaving America. I was reading an article about Intel where they built their new plant in China because the incentives that China were providing until the plant would cost $4.5 billion. They were going to save $1 billion by locating it in China. You know, we need to keep these type of companies here. Not only the Intels, but the mom and pop businesses that struggle because of high taxes as well. I believe we can cut the corporate taxes to 25%. There's other things that I think we can do to get the economy going. Research and development tax credits, adding another 5%. Capital equipment tax credits. You know, I had a business, and I know if we had an opportunity to have capital equipment tax credits, we would take advantage of those. And when someone buys more equipment, they're most likely going to hire someone else. So I think we have to make our tax structure more competitive so that we keep businesses here and we don't burden our small businesses with taxes as we want to keep them in business as well.
I have a question concerning what can you do to stop $500 billion cuts in Medicare that are fully accomplished?
Well, you know, after we fire Nancy Pelosi, the very first thing we're going to do is defund the health care bill. And then go right to work on passing some real health care reform so that we can make health care more affordable. Now, in the 2,500 pages in the health care bill, there are some things in there that I believe we can agree on. You know, I believe we can have bipartisan support on the fact that nobody should be denied health insurance because of pre-existing conditions. Let's pass that. Let's pass health care reform in increments so that it is very transparent and so that the public can see what is in it. This health care bill, you know, Nancy Pelosi said that we had to pass it to find out what's in it. And now we're just beginning to find out some of the things that are in it, and the people don't like it. I mean, there's a provision in there that, the 1099 provision, that some people may not even know about, where any business-to-business transaction over $600, you must file a form with the Internal Revenue Service. That's in the health care bill. Any business-to-business transaction over $600, you need to file a form with the Internal Revenue. That type of paperwork to a small business is something that will become burdensome, and the only reason I can believe something like that may be in there is because the penalties that businesses, when they're audited, will pay to help fund this health care bill. So I'm sure there are many other unknowns in there that we need to make sure we defund it and then pass some reform that will make healthcare more affordable. And some of the other ideas, you know, ways we can do that is, you know, allow individuals to cross state lines, shop for insurance. Competition drives down price. Allow small businesses to join together. Many small businesses can't afford health insurance for their employees if they have 5 or 10 employees. Allow them to join together with other small businesses so that they could get the same rates that large companies can. You know, tort reform is another way we can drive down the cost. But Americans wanted affordable health care, and they didn't want the government taking over their health care system. And I want to make sure that we keep the relationship, that the decisions on your health care is made by your physician, not by some politician in Washington.